Shan, do you have a team for us?
Not yet. I'd like to have one final look at the pitch. Looks a bit different. Less grass covering, but I think South Africa have had the luxury of having the training session earlier than us. So we'd like to take our time and see what the best possible 11 is.
Once more, does the South African 11 sort of influence your thinking? They've made 3 changes. They've brought Keshav in. Does that matter in some way?
They still have 4 seamers playing. They have the luxury of quite a lot of all-rounders in their squad. Mulder, Janssen, Bosch. So then they can afford to sort of make those decisions. I think for us it'll be just slightly trickier, where we still feel that pace will have a lot of a role to play in these conditions, even if it's not the usual pitch. You can't decide on the pitch once until the 2 teams have batted on it. So again, do we need a specialist spinner, or can we do with the same 11 that was kind of that pattern was successful for us, where Agha bowled really well in Australia, and take that forward with us. So we'll have to see, and we'll probably make a decision in the evening.
One final thing on so Amir Jamal with the ball wasn't really used as much the last test. Does that sort of factor into your thinking, because he does provide depth with the bat, but there's a decision to make there?
I think with Amir the case is he links the team together. He's a very important player in the test team going forward. That number 8 position where you can bat as a very decent batsman and bowl like a proper fast bowler. Yes, unfortunately the situation of the match was as such that apart from his first spell at the Centurion, he didn't really get a go, and he was brought on at a time where we just took a gamble to have something different, maybe hit the wicket and force Rabado or Janssen to do something else. That was the reason behind that, but we hope he'll bowl more on this surface. I think just the requirement, and we didn't have enough runs to play with in the first test match, where we thought that we can go back to Abbas, and if Abbas hadn't bowled a lot of overs in that stretch, probably Amir Jamal would have bowled a lot more. So that was the luxury we had at the Centurion, but that's not going to happen every day, where a bowler runs in and bowls 20 overs on the trot. So yes, people will have to share the load.
I was there when you spoke in Centurion after the match, saying, for goodness sake, how many times do I need to keep saying this? But do you take some kind of heart out of the fact that you came so close, going into this game?
We have been taking a lot of heart. And I think the message between the boys, it's pretty clear that we want to enjoy these performances as wins. Yes, we talk about the process, controlling what we can't control, controlling what we can control. We can't control the result. It was heartening to see a lot of good performances out there. I think we played some really good cricket over the 4 days. But sometimes you want to end up on the right side, and again, the best teams do it because they make a habit out of it. South Africa are number 1 because they've won 6 on the trot. They've won games like this. And you want to compete against the best, not just compete, you want to win against the best. And for us, it's heartening to compete, but we have to be ruthless, and we have to cross that line somewhere, because there's a lot of potential in that side, and if we're not crossing the line, we're not doing our talent and our ability justice. So that only comes from a place of care, and yes, we all make mistakes. Yes, sometimes we don't cross the line, but I really want this side because I really believe this side has the ability, whether that's batting, bowling, fielding, and I think people have seen that here as well. People have seen that before as well, that there's a lot more to this side than the results suggest, and sometimes that's why you need the results to sort of justify how much talent this side has.